What a way to start the show!
The ragtime feel of that was so much fun.
Hello and welcome to the sound. My name is Matthew, and I'm your host. I have today a very special episode. Today is our season 1 finale and holiday music event. Joining me today, I have Jennifer Valaquette, fellow music teacher and also a saxophone player and flute player. How you doing today, Jennifer?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And we have also Mr. Kyle Walz is performing an appearing act, coming in out of nowhere, just appearing in the nick of time. Kyle is a singer-songwriter, and he's a really cool guy. How you doing today, Kyle?
Oh, not too bad. How are you two doing?
Good. Excited for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crowd pick. In fact, another reason why we do the crowd pick is because since it's early, I'm still drinking my coffee, everybody. Kopi mana kopi, kopi mana kopi. Do you have some cold brew? I do. Let's do some Jingle Bell Rock, Alip style. Without further ado, musicians panel react to Alip Bata playing Jingle Bell Rock on his fingerstyle acoustic guitar cover. Here we go! What a way to start the show!
The ragtime feel of that was so much fun. It wasn't as busy as like a ragtime piece on guitar or something, but the way it was put together was so much fun to listen to. It was so even, mild, and enjoyable. I could that stuff like that, especially on guitar, is just so easy to enjoy. I like the bluesy aspects to it, and following the bass was fun. It's like do 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 do. And you could just kind of like Guns N' Roses at their peak. You could just follow that bass line, and it gave you a different way to ride through a song. So yeah, it's Awesome stuff.
Yeah, dude, it's so mellow.
Yeah.
I know.
Like it was just
Super
like,
chill.
what do you think,
I was
Jennifer?
singing along. I was singing along with it, but he was awesome. Yeah, I just love that ragtime feel, and like every time I hear that song, it's so funny. I think of the movie Mean Girls, where they're like "Jingle
Mm.
Bell Jingle." You ever see that?
Oh
Anyway, he
yeah.
did it. Yeah, he did it amazing as always. Never missing a beat. Never, it's like you can tell he just knows his stuff. He's amazing, and he just made it really fun. I love the acoustic guitar with him. So amazing.
I love how he kept switching octaves. Like he started out,
Yeah.
up in the soprano range, and then he flips the melody around to whatever
Mhm.
octave is necessary that he can have that bass line and the chord pattern going. And he's like, if you're watching his hands, I mean, like
Yeah.
what he's playing is changing a lot. Like it's not like he's just sitting on an A chord or something. He's going
But
all over the place.
it's all position based though. I mean,
Sure,
it's
sure.
like
So
I
cool.
mean, but on a guitar, that's not necessarily a sign of difficulty, moving your finger around. I mean, yeah, it's hard to jump from like say second fret to 14th or something. That's where people make mistakes. But when you have your index finger as an anchor, he's
For
using his
sure, for
other
sure.
fingers for the melody. And that's, I
I'm
mean, people
talking about
always
all
look
the harmonics and the tap harmonics
Yeah.
and all the
true.
stuff he's
Yeah.
throwing in there. His hands, both of them, were constantly moving. Is what I'm saying. I'm not
How
trying to
did
say
Yeah.
it was
how
super
oh
hard.
sorry.
I'm trying to say there's this constant motion, this constant change happening in the music, and yet it was never rushed. It never lost any of its mellowness. In
Yeah.
fact,
Yeah.
if anything, it got mellower as it went. And that's hard to do, especially when you're doing something so busy and involved. That left brain wants to get in there and push and make you rush. And that's a sign of seasoning, that you're able
Mhm.
to sit back and just lay in that pocket, you know? That's what I'm trying to say. This was not his most
Right.
technically challenging piece by any stretch of the imagination. What was so nice about it was the fact that, regardless of the fact that there was a little bit of difficulty to it, he made it sound like walking through the park high on a Saturday.
Yeah. And I have a question for I have a question for you guitar players. Since I'm learning, how do you do octaves? Do you just move your hand up and down the guitar for octaves? Is that how you do it, or is there like
that
a thing you press?
that's the simple way. Part of it
Okay.
is the tuning and what you're trying to do with the melody. Brought up before, Alip is always really good at finding. I shouldn't say finding, putting a song in a key or whatever where the melody is in a certain range where he can do different things with the harmonics,
Right.
and it just kind of depends because on guitar you got about two useful octaves for melody, over the
Mhm.
bass note because the way the strings are usually set up. And the way that standard tuning and most tunings give you that range. So it's within reach without having to do something crazy
Yeah.
with your fingers. You got that within like 3 or 4 frets.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't quite gotten to octaves yet, but I know we will eventually. But yeah, and I noticed that with the Leap songs. Like yesterday when I did the song Numb with him for the karaoke, I had to decide, do I want to play it high or do I want to play it low? And it was kind of one of those things where like I couldn't, because of how he did it.
Yeah,
And
you
it was
got it.
pretty cool.
Yeah. If he
Mhm.
plays a song in between tuner keys, which on the
Mhm.
guitar is absolutely freaking fine, right? Who cares? You're playing a solo guitar. You don't have to be in tune to a tuner, right? A tuner
Right.
is just like this arbitrary frequency. What matters is that,
Mhm.
the harmony sounds good with the melody. That's what matters. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
whether, you're at 440 or if you're at 440.2 or 439.97. That doesn't matter.
Mhm.
A lot of times when I'm collaborating live on the saxophone, that is the hardest, most challenging
Yes.
part because most of the songs are pretty close in tune with 440. So most of the
Mhm.
songs with one mouthpiece tweak, I can be with him. But
Right. It's
every once in a while, he'll do that song where it's between E and E flat somewhere in
mhm.
tuning. And I have to decide, do I want to tune down or do I want to tune up? And so
Yeah.
at that point, it's literally which is closer, right?
I had that issue. I had that issue yesterday, and like, so I decided to play it down the octave because
The
the tuning
octave? I'm
sounded
talking
better.
about a half step. I'm not talking about an
No, no,
octave.
no. I know. No,
Okay.
I'm talking. Well, this I'm also talking about an octave because I decided on this on for the tuning on the saxophone with him. It sounded better to go down than up. So I had to play around with it a little.
You gotta like mix it up. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
really like how Alip was mixing it up on the guitar. It was nice. It was the
I love it.
you might think if you saw the notes on the staff, like how disjointed the melody was because you're moving around octaves like da
Mhm.
da 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 da. It looked really weird on the staff,
Mhm.
right? But when you hear it on the guitar, it just sounds great. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
exactly the way it's written, but it's got the spirit of the song. It's got the melody of the song, although there's some octave jumps. I mean, you know,
Mhm.
I think it's cool because like he
Yeah.
arranged it in the most user friendly way for him to play it and feel it and sound good and
Right.
emote, and yeah, I loved it.
It's great. I loved it. I loved it too. And
In your last lesson, we were talking about keeping the right hand moving, no matter
the
what your left
guitar,
hand is
yeah.
doing. We were talking
Guitar.
about not stopping the right hand, just strumming through it. We were talking about taking the left hand and leaving on your chord change early before it's
Mhm.
time for you to strum, so that way your fingers have a fighting chance of being there. But even if they're not, go ahead and hit the strum. Go ahead and keep that
Right.
right hand, keep that rhythm moving, regardless of what it sounds like. Okay? And take that to the next level and see what Alip was doing. Because he wasn't
I
just
want to.
strumming the guitar and keeping it going, right? Do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He
I
was using
do.
his
Yeah.
fingers and coming up and doing harmonics with his right hand, all like this craziness, all at the same time. His left hand was
Mhm.
going up and down and switching around and blah 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 blah, bass notes and all this stuff.
Right.
If he was worried about hitting every note perfect, he
And he
wouldn't be able
did.
to
He
do
totally
that.
did.
He wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to. He wouldn't be able to make it groove like that. He's not going for perfection. He's
Mhm.
going for expression, and
Right.
he
Right.
expresses himself so well that it feels perfect anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does. And it's
Based on his music, I would think if I talked to Alip, he would go, "Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Everything
Aw.
is very cool today."
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
joking.
I'm saying.
I mean,
I love
I
Alip.
that's funny because I mean
Yeah.
everything he plays is within this kind of nice
It's
container.
awesome.
You know what to expect.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know what
Hi,
to
Kyle.
expect.
So Kyle, just weigh in a little bit to Jennifer on that strumming right hand. How because she was
Oh
doing this
yeah,
thing where
My
she would go to
glasses
switch
are
chords and the music just would stop.
yeah. You
because I got
gotta
scared.
yeah trade. I always would tell people think of your right hand is the timekeeper, the engine, the drive, and
Mhm.
Matthew said groove. Keep that
Yes.
groove going, and you have to especially when you're learning chords, you get that anxiety like, oh, I need to get the shape, I need to get the position, I
That's
need to get
me.
the fingers in place. But there's a different kind of like whenever you learn, get the muscle memory down, then it's about that groove, and
Right.
let the right hand guide the groove aspect. It's like, yeah, learn the
Yeah.
shape, but then get it there right before, because when you're playing music, what do you, I mean, whenever I play music, I'd rather people say, hey, your groove was tight, that was
Mhm.
such, you were playing and it got me moving, as opposed to,
Yeah.
wow, you played your notes exactly on time. That's not how
Right.
normal people, our typical music fans, approach music. They're thinking, hey, it moves me.
Yeah.
And that's how you move people.
Right. Yeah, I want to work on that. And it's funny because my brother last night was asking me how Hotel California. I'm learning Hotel California. He goes, "How's it coming?" And I said, "Well, I'm getting better since our lesson on Friday. What was it, Friday?" And I said, "It's kind of like I'm going, welcome to the Hotel California."
Even if you're
Yeah.
just literally just playing the same chord over and over again on the left hand, just freaking holding down a C chord or a G chord or whatever you're comfortable with, and just get that right hand moving. And once you're comfortable with that right hand just moving, you don't got to think about it. Then start
Hmm.
changing chords with the left hand, because the right hand,
Makes
yeah,
sense.
it's the engine. So if your engine stalls, You ain't going nowhere.
I know, and
Right?
Alip makes it look so easy when he does it, and I'm just like, oh my god, he's amazing.
Yeah, this is
But
excellent. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. This has been an incredible season. I'm really looking forward to all kinds of great content, videos daily, continuing through the holidays. We're going to have some holiday music, some collaborations. You everybody stay tuned to Matthew's Music Lesson Studio, Jennifer's music page, and Kyle Walz, and we'll see you all next time on the Sound Live.